Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about a fantasy adventure Chinese animated movie called Jiang Ziya, Legend of Deification. This video will contain spoilers, so proceed with caution. Let's jump into it. Thousands of years ago, when everyone was living in peace and harmony, the queen of the Fox clan named Ninetail betrayed her king and took over the entire kingdom. She unleashed her monsters throughout the kingdom and the whole world was disturbed. Amidst this chaos, Jiang Ziya is sent to capture her, and he successfully manages to do it. After that, he is invited into heaven as a leader of the warriors and is given the task to execute Ninetail. During the execution, the fox spirit shows Jiang that there is a young girl inside of her and that going through with the execution would kill the girl as well. Jiang hesitates to continue the process but seemingly kills the fox spirit after it tries to escape. Unwilling to accept that the girl was supposedly an illusion created by the fox spirit, Jiang is stripped of his powers and banished to the North Sea until he can correct his mind. After 10 years, the Earth is vacant of all human life, and only creatures live there because most of the humans were wiped out as a result of the war. Jiang is still suffering from the visions he saw during the execution of Ninetail. He is joined by Shen, who's tasked as the caretaker of Jiang. He is annoyed by Jiang's behavior and tries to get back to Jingxu Hall. He says that what Jiang saw was just a hallucination, inflicted by Ninetail's magic. However, Jiang dismisses him by telling him to go back if he wants to because he won't go back until he has found the truth. Then, Foralike, their pet, who used to be large but has now become small, joins them. Jiang, alongside his pet, heads towards a bar to eat. There is total chaos in the bar, and various creatures are fighting with each other or goofing around. Amidst all of that, a girl named Zhu enters the bar. She looks like the girl whom Jiang saw inside Ninetailed. She says that she's looking for a particular place where black flowers bloom. Nobody knows about it except the bartender. She hurries toward him and asks him about this place, but he says he doesn't know either. She bribes him, and then he says that there's only one such place and hands her a map. Zhu takes the map and gives him a pouch of gold, which turns out to be a fraud, and she runs away with the map. She breaks a lot of stuff around the bar, which causes chaos and clears her path so she can run away. However, when she's trying to run away from the crowd, her map falls and is swallowed by Foralike. When Zhu tries to grab him, the bar owner attacks her, and her mask falls down, revealing that she's a fox demon. This surprises everyone, including Jiang. Zhu manages to flee while holding Foralike, but Jiang follows her. Since she's a fox spirit, she's faster than everyone and quickly manages to outrun Jiang and escape to the northern side. So Jiang couldn't follow her because he couldn't cross the northern side. She also reaches that spot and appreciates Jiang for not crossing the northern side. However, Jiang says that he needs to find the truth at any cost and crosses over. Jiang tries to stop him but fails to do so because several other creatures stop him. Jiang reaches a forest and finally finds Zhu. He corners her and asks what connection she has with Ninetailed, but Zhu says that she has no idea who Ninetailed is. Suddenly, a group of fox spirits surrounds them and starts attacking Zhu. Jiang manages to fight them off with his abilities and saves Zhu's life. Then he asks her why the spirits were after her, but she says she doesn't remember anything, and these spirits have been following her ever since she was born. However, she has a bracelet that shows her prophecies, and these prophecies show her the place with black flowers. She believes that her father is waiting there. Foralike gives Jiang the map he swallowed, the map which points them towards Youdu Mountain. They embark on that mountain the very next day, and Zhu tries to steal the map from Jiang. However, Foralike manages to fend her off every time. Eventually, he gets annoyed by Zhu's behavior and runs off with her bag. He leads them towards a barren land with a lot of wind chains. Jiang explains to Zhu that these wind chains are used to remember the dead people. While they're walking, they stumble upon a man who's dying of thirst. Jiang is about to help, but as soon as the man sees Zhu, he gets scared and attacks her, thinking that she's an evil fox demon. Zhu prepares to attack him, but Jiang stops her. She reveals that this person is a fox hunter and wants to kill her like everyone else. She then manages to take the map and runs away. The man dies and reveals to Jiang that there's a fox demon on top of the mountain. As Zhu proceeds, she's attacked by crows. one of the crows manages to bruise her. As her blood droplet reaches the ground, lots of spirits wake up and combine together to form a giant monster. Jiang reaches at the right moment and tries to fight off this monster. Foralike also attacks that monster but faints just after one hit. As Jiang is holding off the demon, he instructs Jiu to run away. She carries Foralike and runs away, but it wakes up and runs off to help Jiang again. Seeing all this, Jiu also joins them and attacks the monster. The monster attacks Jiu's back and her bag falls, causing a wind chain to fall out. The monster gets attracted to that wind chain, so Jiu takes the opportunity and manages to throw the wind chain down the canyon. This causes the monsters to go down as well, which saves the life of Jiang and Foralike. After this incident, all three of them get closer together and have a better understanding. They eventually reach the top of the mountain. Jiu also finds the black flowers that she saw. Before they can do anything, Jiang finds them and is very angry. He asks Jiang to come back, but Jiang again says that he needs to find the truth, because this is the exact girl he saw trapped inside the Demon Queen. Hence, Jiang lifts Jiu by her throat and is about to kill her, thinking that she's also a fox demon. However, Foralike manages to save her, but due to the force of the attack, both are pushed very far away. Jiu quickly gets up and tries to find Foralike. She is distracted by a voice. She thinks that this must be her father, so she follows the voice. The voice leads her to a strange man. On the other hand, Shen and Jiang lock heads and engage in combat with each other. Shen is done reasoning with him and is furious, so he attacks Jiang head-on. Meanwhile, Jiu falls into the trap of the strange man, who turns out to be Emperor Chou. He captures Jiu and explains to her who he truly is. Jiu manages to escape his restraints and kicks him. He notices Jiu's bracelet and explains that this is the lock of destiny. He says that this lock binds two souls together, so if one of the two is killed, the other one also dies. He activates the lock, which hurts Jiu, and then attacks her, saying that she's the same fox spirit that caused the death of his beloved. Jiang successfully manages to divert Shen and comes to the rescue. However, it is too late now. As Chou chokes Jiu, the spirit of Nine-Tailed comes out from Jiu. Shen and Jiang follow the spirit and reach the peak of Youdu Mountain. Here, Jiang is shocked to see the Nine-Tailed Demon Queen, since she was killed by the gods. Nine-Tailed explains that she was indeed executed by the gods. However, when Jiang saved the soul trapped inside her, she transported herself into the bracelet and survived. Jiang attacks Nine-Tailed, but he is not able to make an impact since he has no powers. Shen also attacks her, but she manages to overpower him as well. Then Nine-Tailed explains that Jiu was just an ordinary girl. However, during the night of her marriage, she took over her body, but most of her powers are still trapped inside that bracelet, so she tries to consume Jiu. Upon seeing this, Jiang and Shen attack together and try to fight her with whatever powers they have. They even try to break the bracelet, but their attacks are useless. Just then, Foralike comes forward with all his powers and attacks Nine-Tailed. He manages to push her far away with the powers of his horns. Chou is also present there and deactivates the bracelet with his magic, since he didn't want Nine-Tailed to obtain all her powers. Foralike takes everyone with them and flies away. Jiu admits that Jiang was correct and nobody is waiting for her at the top of that mountain. After traveling for a while, Foralike collapses on the floor. Jiang and Shen try their best to help him, but Foralike can't handle the pain anymore and dies. His spirit rises from the body and bids it farewell and vanishes into thin air. On the other hand, Nine-Tailed manages to kill Chou, since he allowed Jiu's escape. Shen also realizes that Jiang was right all along, and he actually saw Jiu inside Nine-Tailed. However, he gets confused about why the master decided to lie to them. Jiang says that only the master can answer this question. Jiang casts a spell to take him to the master, but it doesn't work out. Then Shen casts a spell for Jiang and connects him to the master. Jiang asks the master why he didn't tell everyone about Jiu. The master explains that he had to imprison the soul of Nine-Tailed inside a being, so he chose Jiu. Moreover, Jiang wasn't denied godhood because he didn't kill the Fox clan leader, but because he was willing to risk the fate of the world to save the girl. Jiang convinces the master to let him guide the girl to reincarnation, which would kill the fox spirit. Jiang then thanks the master and goes back. He takes the girl to the gate of reincarnation. He opens the gate with his stick and they walk towards reincarnation. However, as soon as they enter, they hear Nine-Tailed rushing towards them. Jiang tells them to go inside and leave Nine-Tailed to him. So the two of them proceed inside. Jiang tells Jiu that she'll be reincarnated as a normal girl and will have a normal family. Nine-Tailed attacks Sean and they both engage in a fight. However, she easily overpowers him. He tries his best, but Nine-Tailed kills him. Meanwhile, Jiang and Jiu have reached the chamber of reincarnation and they begin the procedure. However, Nine-Tailed reaches there and destroys the chamber. When she destroys the chamber, all the fox spirits come out. Jiang asks why these spirits haven't reincarnated despite being inside the chamber. Nine-Tailed answered that many years ago she was tasked with killing the entire fox clan. In return, she'd become a god and the spirits will be reincarnated. However, when she managed to kill the spirits, the gods broke their promise and the spirits remained dead. Nine-Tailed becomes extremely powerful when she absorbs all the spirits and heads toward heaven. Jiang attempts to save the girl by getting a hold of the chain, while the master sends a guillotine to kill her. However, Jiang realizes his true powers come from his self-confidence and not the will of heaven, and manages to seemingly save the girl, only for her to be killed by the guillotine. After this incident, the master brings Jiang to the heavens. The heavens applaud him for killing the fox spirit, and once again asked him to ascend to godhood, but he must kneel before the gods. However, Jiang refuses to kneel before such gods who are unjust and never give a second chance to anyone. Realizing how corrupt heaven truly is, Jiang destroys the bridge between the human and heavenly realms, severing the hold between the two. His move allows all the spirits trapped in heaven and hell to escape and reincarnate on earth, making it fertile and happy again. Years later, Sean tells the story of Jiang Ziya to a disciple, framing him as a true hero above all others. A young girl and a dog, reincarnations of Jiu and the pet respectively, play together. This is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.